What's going on, everybody? This is Brian from SneakerFiles.com, recapping the news. And before I jump into things, like always, greatly appreciate a thumbs up. And if you're new here, subscribe by hitting the button below. We finally hit 169,000 subscribers. Big shout out to you guys, those who've been subscribed, new and old, those who hit the like button, share, comment, all that good stuff. Greatly appreciate you. Now, as for the highlights in this video, we have a good amount of new release dates from Jordan Brand for summer 2025. This includes the Air Jordan 4 White Cement, the Air Jordan 8 Aqua, and many more. Now, there's also a lot more from Jordan Brand in this video, but we also have news from Nike and Puma. And now, let's jump into the news. This is something a little bit different, but something I'm sure some of you may appreciate. Ghostbusters and Puma are connecting to release the Puma Suede XL pack. So it's going to be 2 pairs of the Puma Suede XL that will be released. One represents Stay Puft, the other represents Slimer, and I really like the Slimer pair. Now, both come dressed in colors to represent the characters from Ghostbusters. The Stay Puft pair comes dressed in warm white, Clyde Royal, and Puma red, while the Slimer pair features Puma green, lime smash, and warm white. Both pairs will feature the Ghostbusters logo on the tongue and insoles, and both pairs will feature a translucent outsole. So for the Slimer pair, it'll have a hot dog on the outsole, and the Stay Puft pair will have a silhouette of Stay Puft. So both of these are set to drop on October 1st, and the retail price will be $95 each. A third pair of the Nigo Nike Air Force 3 Low recently popped up. This pair is known as Light British Tan, and that is due to the colorway. This pair features a light British tan and fossil color combination, and it looks like the overall inspiration is Planet of the Apes, which makes sense since the Bape head is inspired by an ape, although Nigo no longer owns Bape. But looking closer, you can see that pony hair runs across the base, which is done in tan, and then we have brown debossed leather on the overlays. Nigo and Nike branding appear on the heels, while the insoles feature a design inspired by, of course, the Planet of the Apes. Other details includes a cell midsole and a gum rubber outsole. So for this pair, we don't have a specific release date, but they are expected to debut holiday 2024, and the retail price will be $160. A couple shoes that I featured in the October Air Jordan and Nike release dates video, I'm going to feature in the news video just because I haven't featured it yet in any of the news videos, and not everybody watches the release dates video. But Division Street is connecting with Nike on the Nike Dunk Low What the Duck. So this will consist of 2 colorways, and these 2 colorways are known as Home and Away. The Home pair comes dressed in black, vivid pink, Volt, and apple green, while the Away pair comes dressed in white, metallic silver, apple green, and black. The inspiration is the last 25 uniforms worn by the Ducks, and each pair comes in a mismatched theme. They also feature various materials and designs, which makes them pretty unique. Personally, I'm more of a fan of the Home pair, but both are dope. Now, let's get to the release details. So they have 2 different release dates. The first one is October 5th, and they're going to be released at Flight Club stores in New York, Los Angeles, Miami, and Tokyo. Now, a second release will take place on October 11th via GOAT's website. Now, the retail price won't be cheap. It's $275 each. Now, the good part in this, if you do plan on buying, is that all the money goes to Division Street. So just to give you a heads up, reading from Google, what is Division Street? Division Street is a company that helps University of Oregon student athletes maximize their name, image, and likeness NIL opportunities. So basically, this will help athletes of Oregon University get paid off their name, which personally I feel like all college athletes should be getting paid for their name, since, you know, the colleges are making millions of dollars, but that's besides the point. I don't want to get too far into that. But let me know what your thoughts are on the pack, and which pair do you like more? A lot of people were stating that this is a first look, but technically it's not. It's the second round of images of the Nike Air Foamposite 1 Galaxy for 2025. We initially saw a first look via the Sneakers Live, but we can always use more photos. It's been a while since we've seen them. And what I will say is, comparing these photos to the Sneakers Live is that the shoes look more vibrant here. I don't know if it was due to the lighting of the Sneakers Live, but here it looks like it has more pop, closer to the OG, and I'm definitely happy with that. Now, something I did state a long time ago when they were supposed to debut in 2024 but were delayed is that they were going to come with the remove before flight tag. So it's just going to be like the original release. Speaking of the original release, they dropped in 2012, part of the All-Star Collection. Some great shoes dropped in 2012 for the All-Star Collection. We had the KD4, the Kobe 7, LeBron 9, the Dunk High, the Air Flight 1, and I believe there's some more. I just can't remember off the top of my head. I really like the Air Flight 1. I made sure to pick those up. But with these images, I'm sure we're going to get additional photos soon, so be on the lookout for a detailed look. Now, as for the release details, unfortunately, we don't have specific details, but they are expected to debut in February 2025, which makes sense. Re-release for All-Star Weekend, and the retail price will be $240. Supreme and Nike SB have a new pack set to release in spring 2025, which will consist of 3 colorways. Now, we only have preview photos of all 3, so honestly, we really can't tell what's going on, aside from these small details. Now, the 3 colorways that will be released come in black, black, and black, so that will be a triple black pair. There's another one in white, metallic silver, and white. And then we have Ocean Fog, and black, and that's supposed to be the blue pair. Now, for me, the blue pair has the most potential just because I like the colorway. The other 2, what I'm seeing, not too much of a fan of, especially the materials used on the black pair. And there's got to be some more colors involved just because, as you can see on the black pair, we have a little bit of red on the liner. But let's get into some of these details. Now, as you can see, the 94 is embroidered on the lateral side, and that is for the year Supreme was founded. Another detail that I do like is Supreme is stamped onto the midsole. You can see that on the preview photo of the midsole of the blue pair. Now, making these have some potential because I'm hearing that they look kind of ugly from people who've seen a full look at them. Although we all have our own opinions, I definitely would like to see them before I officially say they're ugly, at least in my opinion. But what is a positive is that they will have the OG SB Dunk Low mold. Other than that, we don't have too much more information. A release will take place in spring 2025, which means they're going to drop between January and March, and no retail price. But as far as the release, they will be available at Supreme locations and online. It isn't known if they'll be available on Nike.com or the Sneakers app, but more information coming soon. This pair was featured in the October Air Jordan and Nike release dates video, but again, I wanted to share here just to go over it again. I know people don't watch the release dates video and more so watch the news, but we received a first look at the Jayson Tatum Air Jordan 1 Low OG Welcome to the Garden. Now, this initially was known as Floral, but the official name is Welcome to the Garden, and there's actually 2 release dates. The Air Jordan 1 Low by Jayson Tatum will release alongside the Jordan Tatum 3 Shown as part of a pack, so you have to buy both pairs. Now, this will be a double box pack, of course, and they'll drop via Concepts on October 5th. Now, the retail price for these will be $300, which is super steep. Now, as for people wanting to buy the Air Jordan 1 Low OG, the rumored release date just by itself is October 10th, although at the time of recording, they have yet to pop up on the Sneakers app, so that date could change, and the retail price will be $140. Quick heads up on the Air Jordan 3 Valentine's Day. Now, this is a mock-up shown, however, it's an accurate mock-up of what's releasing aside from the materials used. I'm not sure how they're going to be constructed, but the blocking on these will be on point. Also, what's not shown is they're supposed to come with a special hang tag, and I believe it's going to be a heart. I'm not 100% positive on that, but the official colorway on these is Washed Coral, Gym Red, and Cell. And as for the release details, this pair will drop on February 5th for $215. So the retail price is a bit higher than usual, which in my opinion means that it's very possible that we're going to see some different materials, maybe a little bit higher quality. I don't know, I wouldn't hold my breath on the higher quality part, but maybe better materials. Some people have been leaving comments lately saying, hey, we haven't seen a first look, at least an in-hand look at the Air Jordan 14 Black Toe. And I believe people are speculating that the release may get delayed, but that isn't going to be the case. I mean, not for now at least. But recently, official images did pop up, so of course I wanted to share that with you. And people are already getting pairs in hand in these. I've seen the 2024 pair. In fact, I may or may not have a pair on the way a bit early from a very reliable and trusted source. Maybe I couldn't wait until the release date and I just wanted them for personal reasons. But you're definitely going to see a short of those, and I'm really thinking about coming out of retirement and doing a video, a full review on them. Maybe I'll hunt down my OG pair, my 1998, show a comparison. So if that's something you want to see, definitely make sure to leave a comment below. Now, I'm not going to bore you guys with the whole history rundown. I've done that plenty of times, but for those that don't know, this is an OG pair released in 1998. And what I will say about these is more than likely they'll be somewhat on the limited side. And the reason for that is Jordan Brand traditionally doesn't produce a lot of pairs of the Jordan 14. And they tend to sell out pretty fast in some cases. It's really due to the fact that Jordan Brand believes that not a lot of people like the 14s. That actually might be the case, but I do know there's a good amount of us who are big fans of the model. For those that don't know, this is my favorite model of all time. So typically I would say, for shoes, hold off, wait until they go on sale. For this one, I don't think this is going to go on sale. I'm going to be honest with you, at least not in adult sizing, maybe in grade school, but even then, I'm not sure. Now, as for the release details, they are expected to debut on November 2nd, and the retail price in adult sizing is $210, while grade school costs $150. We have new images of the Air Jordan 5 Black Metallic Reimagined, and to me, every time I see new images, I like them even more. But there are a few drawbacks. Now, for example, the upper looks very ashy, and a lot of these photos, including these, I'm not a fan of that look, I'll be 100% honest. But in hand, they might not look as ashy. I am pretty happy with the overall shape. Yes, they could be better. They're not perfect. Jordan Brand's not going to get it perfect, not on OG cuts. I don't know why. Could they? I'm sure they could, but will they? No, I feel like it's another thing down the road that they'll try to sell us on. Now, the ankle is supposed to be slimmed down. It is slightly, but it still looks a bit on the puffier side. Now, with these images, you won't see any 3M reflective hits, although they will have them, including the piping, or I should say the overlays, the ends of the overlays. The tongue will have it. Also, the Nike Air on the heel will be rubber and feature 3M reflective details. So that's pretty much it. Recently, they did have a release date change. Initially supposed to drop, I believe, on February 15th, but now they're going to debut on February 8th. And the retail price is expected to be $220. Let me know if you plan on picking these up or passing. We also have new photos of the Air Jordan 1 High OG Rare Air Deep Royal Blue. Now, before this, we only saw the one image, and it was off to the side. We really couldn't tell too many details, but with these images, there's more than we initially expected. For example, they will feature mismatched wings logos. On the right shoe, it'll have Air Jordan. On the left, it'll feature Nike Air. And what I didn't know before this, but you can see in these images, the swoosh will wear away. Now, some of the images, which I'll include, if you look closely, you can kind of see red on the edges. But there's a clear shot of the heel where it shows that the swoosh is kind of worn away, the black, and you can see red coming through it. I actually think that's pretty dope. With the red swoosh, it kind of reminds me like a new iteration of the top 3 Air Jordan 1. Now, this pair is supposed to debut in full family sizing, so I'm a bit interested if the smaller sizes will also feature a wear-away swoosh. Hopefully it does. Now, as for the release details, this pair also had a release date change. I believe they were also supposed to debut on February 15th or around the 15th, but the new release date is February 1st. Like I mentioned, they will be available in full family sizing. Men's is priced at $180, grade school costs $140, preschool is priced at $85, and toddler sizes will cost $70. For me, just these two little things that are different, the mismatched wings logo and the fact that the swoosh, the black on the swoosh, can be worn away, makes me want these even more. I like the color blocking a lot, but yeah, these added details, 100% pick up for me. In one of my previous videos, I talked about somebody showing off a first look at the Air Jordan 6 Doernbecher, and the whole image was blurred out, and I was kind of making fun of it. Like, it's not really a first look if you can't see anything, and all I could take away from it is that it would have lighter shades. Well, a couple days ago, we received a first look. It's not our best look. Obviously, more is to come, but it gives us an idea of what's to come. Now, as for who designed the shoe, I'm unsure of that just yet. Now, the official unveiling from Nike, Doernbecher, and Jordan Brand will take place on October 18th. So we'll know who designed what. We'll see a full lineup and better images. Now, as you can see, the Air Jordan 6 is used. Now, there's one big difference about this pair that you could just see in this image, and that is instead of using the signature perforations, the perforated holes will be shaped as hearts. So that will land on the base as well as the ankle. Now the overlays will feature leather done in like a cell shade, and then there's a pink shade on the base constructed with nubuck. We also have hits of what appears to be blue and green, which will land on the laces, spoiler on the heel and the midsole, and then we have some metallic gold detailing which hits the lace lock, and I believe that's another heart in the middle of the eyelets, and then hinted on the spoiler. Lastly, this pair will have a milky translucent rubber outsole. Now, at the time of recording, we don't have the official colorway on these. I don't know, I don't like to judge Doernbecher shoes because they're designed by kids and, overall, this is like a good cause. But ultimately, I would like to see better images. This isn't a great first look, but I mean, at least we're getting an idea of what's to come. Now, as for the release date, unfortunately, we don't have one, but holiday 2024 is when they're expected to be released. And the retail price is expected to be $200, although I kind of don't see it being $200, maybe $210, but I would be good at $200. Anyways, let me know your thoughts on this pair down in the comment section below. All right, so now we're moving on to 2025 Air Jordan release dates. So everything from here on out will be release dates. Now, prior to this, some of these shoes did not have release dates, but now we actually have a date that they're expected to be released. As well as some of the pairs shown did have a release date, but they've already had a release date change. So a lot of things are shifting as far as releases go. Some pairs are rumored to be scrapped, but don't worry, none of the OGs are rumored or the older retros are off the table, at least not for now. Now, the first pair I'm going to talk about is the Air Jordan 3 Cell. Now, the image used is a mock-up. We don't know how it's going to look. And the official colorway on these is Cell, Cement Gray, and Metallic Silver. So this pair will drop in women's sizing on April 23rd, and the retail price will be $200. All right, so for this one, I have no idea what they're going to look like. It could be a collaboration. It could be some sort of special release. It's part of Jordan Brand's special projects, but we have the upcoming Air Jordan 3 OG SP Sport Royal. So the official colorway on these is white, black, Sport Royal, Challenge Red, Pale Vanilla, and College Gray. Although we have no idea if it's going to be a collaboration or not, we do know the release date, which is May 28th, 2025, and unfortunately, no retail price as of yet. Most of you already know that the Air Jordan 12 Melo will return in 2025. Now, this pair originally had a release date, which was April 5th. However, they've been delayed already. Now, the official colorway on these is white, university blue, and metallic silver. For those that don't know, this pair originally released in 2004, received the nickname Melo because Carmelo Anthony was playing for the Nuggets at that time. He wore a PE version that was very similar to this color blocking, and of course the Nuggets uniforms match up to the pair, but they don't feature official Melo branding on them. It was just a nickname given to them. Now, as for the new release date, they are expected to drop on May 17th, and the retail price will be $200. As most of you know, a couple months back, Z and I broke that the Air Jordan 1 High OG UNC Reimagined would be released in 2025. Now, at the time, it wasn't known when they were going to be released. It was just summer 2025. We do have a date as of now, but just to run down some information that I shared a while ago that somebody else is claiming to be their info, which is kind of funny to me. Anyways, this pair will feature aged detailing. Now, what I'm hearing is this pair may not feature cracked leather. So I don't know what it's going to be with aged detailing. Maybe just the midsole, maybe the tongue will have an aged like cell makeover. Hopefully it's nothing too crazy like rips and holes in the shoe. I hope that isn't the case. But other than that, they will come with special packaging. The packaging will be like the Lost and Found Air Jordan 1 High OG, but it'll be reversed. So the lid will be black and red, and then the actual box itself will be in orange and white. I think that's pretty dope, in my opinion. I'm definitely liking what they're doing with the packaging. And as for the release info, this pair is expected to debut on May 10th, and the retail price will be $180. I can't wait for this pair to release. We had the return of the Air Jordan 14 Ferrari. So this pair originally released in 2014. So 11 years later, we're getting the return. Sadly, this isn't a pair that I own, not the 2014. I don't know why I never picked them up. I do know after they released, maybe 6 months to possibly a year later, I was like, okay, I gotta go get these. But there were so many fakes out there, and I just didn't want to deal with it, so I never picked them up, and I kind of regret it now. Even though they're returning, I still want the original release, but maybe I'll wait until the price comes down more, because I believe they were around $500 last I checked, and that's a lot of money. I'm really not trying to spend that right now, but for those who plan on picking up the 2025 release, they are expected to drop on April 30th for $210. Another pair that I know a lot of us are looking forward to picking up is the Air Jordan 8 Aqua. Now, before this, we had a release time frame of summer 2025. We do have a release date for them now. For those that don't know, this is an OG colorway, released back in 1993 and worn by Michael Jordan during the 1993 NBA All-Star Game. Since then, we saw another release take place in 2007, and then the last time they dropped was in 2015. So 10 years later, we're going to have the chance to purchase again. And as for the 2025 pair, they'll feature a black, true red, iron gray, bright Concord, and aquatone colorway. Now, as for the release date, this pair will drop on May 31st, and the retail price will be $210. For the last pair, we had the Air Jordan 4 White Cement, and these did have a release date, but the release date did change. Not by a lot though. Now, whenever I do polls on the community tab here on YouTube, this is the number one pair as for upcoming 2025 releases. I definitely can't wait to pick them up. Now, they're not going to be reimagined. This is going to be a straight OG pair. They'll be closest to the original as possible, at least by Jordan brand standards. And they are expected to drop in full family sizing. Most of these shoes will drop in full family sizing, including the Air Jordan 8, I believe the Melo 12, and the other ones I can't confirm just yet. But initially, this pair was supposed to drop on May 17th. However, the new release date is May 24th, so it was delayed a week. Not so bad, but of course I want to keep on top of this so everyone is in the loop. Maybe you're planning on making a bunch of purchases, so you want to plan your money out, you want to know the dates, and this is a new one. And the retail price will be $225. Out of all the pairs I went over for 2025, which pair are you most looking forward to picking up? And that's going to do it for this video. Like always, greatly appreciate you guys for watching. If you have a second and haven't done so already, also appreciate a thumbs up. And if you're new here, subscribe by hitting the button below. One more thing, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to turn on the notification bell so you can be alerted every time I drop a new video. Now, speaking of new videos, I have multiple shorts I need to drop this week, maybe 2 long-form news videos. I'm hoping to. 2 more, that is. I have this one today, maybe one in a couple days, and then a third one. Also, I plan on starting to do reviews again, not for every pair, but for certain pairs. Kind of test the waters with it. I have been doing shorts, and the shorts have been doing pretty well. And I'm still going to do the shorts, but I wanted to add like a long form review, just give my thoughts. If I have the older pair, then I'll do a comparison, stuff like that. Now for this video, let me know what you liked or disliked down in the comment section below. As well, if you have any questions, make sure to leave that down below. Again, thanks for watching. Stay tuned to SneakerFiles.com. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe.